Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. And it's Thursday again, so you know what that means. It's another TWAB day, and we're covering it. We got a pretty good one for you guys today, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you guys who pop into my stream every now and then, I'm working on stream highlights because let's face it, there are some pretty funny moments. So if you do want to catch those live streams, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a part of my viewership. And without further ado, let's get into this TWAB. Alright, this week at Bungie, we talk story and Sandbox, thank God. Before we kick off this TWAB, I have to ask, have you watched the new Beyond Light story trailer yet? No? Well, if you haven't, it's going to be playing at the end of this video, so stick around if you haven't seen it. Aramis is on a warpath. Varix warns of catastrophe. The Exo Stranger has been waiting for you. A few extra details can be found in the Beyond Light story page on Bungie.net. Jump in if you'd like to know more. And what they're referring to is just like the character spotlights that they released with the trailer. I think it was a couple days ago. So I will be linking that in the description as well if you want to go check that out. Soon you'll be exploring Europa in search of answers. Whether you'll be a lone wolf or part of a fire team, we'll leave the path for you to walk. Woo, boys, we got it. 110 meets 120. Now, hold on. I'm not gonna start speculating because we actually have the information right here. But 2 weeks ago, we began a conversation about Sandbox turning for Beyond Light. Armor modifications are getting some hefty changes from reloads to raids. If you missed it, check it out. And I'll just link my video to where I talked about it on October 8th. But this week, our focus shifts to our weapons and your arsenal. As with our mods preview, we have a collection of patch notes accompanied by developer commentary. Alright, we ready? Let's get into it then. Alright, dev team, tell us something good. Hello. Today we'll be covering some changes to a few specific weapons and weapon families. For those of you who don't know much about our sandbox, each weapon has a specific frame that is also tied to its associated rate of fire. We've included both of these for a bit of clarity, as many players default to ROF when talking about various weapons. As an example, aggressive hand cannons currently have an ROF of 110 rounds per minute. We're making changes to give hand cannon subfamilies more diversity and more reasons to use each. Alright, so aggressive hand cannons are getting a rate of fire increase from 110 to 120, which is kind of surprising actually. I don't even believe that there's a 120 RPM in the game yet, is there? I'm not sure. Broke out aggressive hand cannons, allowing custom tuning of stats. Damage fall off for 100 range, and this subfamily now starts at 32 meters. So I don't know about you guys, but me, myself, I'm not really a numbers person. And I find it kind of hard to even gauge how much meters are in Destiny, or you know, like in games in general. I guess I'm just not that type of person. But if you do want to use 110s and do find this informative and are excited about it, good for you then. So like I said, if you're one of those people who happen to know about this and are watching this video, just type your explanation in the comments below. Thank you very much. Range stat now has more impact on minimum damage fall off range for both archetypes, so that's adaptive and precision. Damage fall off for 100 range now starts at 25 meters, but it was 20 meters. And for precision hand cannons, which are 180 rounds per minute, the magazine is scaled up by 37%. This also affects exotics that have that rate of fire. I don't know too many hand cannons that are exotic that have a 180 rate of fire. Actually, no, I know Malfeasance has a 180 rate of fire, but that's about the only exotic hand cannon that I can really think of off the top of my head. But yeah, let's move on. Lightweight folded into adaptive frame moved all lightweight hand cannons from 150 rate of fire to the adaptive subfamily of 140 rate of fire. Wow, okay. This includes Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. One exotic hand cannon will retain 150 rate of fire. Wow, okay, so I mean, it's not really a buff that's coming to 140s, but we're getting some of the 150 hand cannons. Okay, so that's crazy now. Okay, like Not Forgotten is going to be a 140. I'm not very sure how that's going to perform. It's not like it matters anyway, because I mean, Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl are going to be sunset, so I guess it is what it is. They're just further spitting on your hard work, you know. But not only that, Sunshot is also coming to the 140 family on the exotic side. At this time, lightweight 150 rate of fire hand cannons represent the majority of hand cannon usage in the Crucible. While we experimented with many different ways to even out the lightweights and the adaptives, lightweight hand cannons consistently retain a faster time to kill. As such, we opted to equalize their rate of fire. We selected 140 rate of fire as it is fairly balanced in the Crucible sandbox. It gives other weapon archetypes more breathing room between shots, avoids an overabundance of hand cannons with faster TTKs than other weapons, and pairs nicely with upcoming changes to 600 rounds per minute auto rifles. More on that below. Thank God, man. Like, it's about time that 600 RPM auto rifles get a nerf, or, well, a change at least, because Gnawing Hunger, Summoner, Service Regime, you guys are all annoying. And not to mention that Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten are getting demoted to another subfamily. Like, that's insane, guys. And I'm not gonna call it here, but 140s, we're kind of getting a buff. I mean, I called it. Well, all right, I guess I just broke my promise, but 140s are getting most of the 150 hand cannons, and it's gonna be balanced in the Crucible, I guess. But 110s though, man, like I said before, I'm not sure about the whole meters thing, but it sounds promising. And it also kind of makes me wonder, why are they buffing 110s? I mean, yeah, I know some people might be saying, well, I mean, they haven't been meta since God knows how long. But I mean, maybe they're adding something special that's a 110 hand cannon coming in Beyond Light. Who knows? Okay, something here about sniper rifles. We want sniper rifles to feel powerful without being so easy to use that they dominate. Adjusted how aim assist is affected by sniper zoom level. Lower zoom scopes have less aim assist, higher zoom scopes have more scopes with around 50 zoom are unchanged. Lowest zoom scopes have a large reduction in aim assist, cone angle. Highest zoom scopes have a small increase. For all you people that use snipers out there, man, that was for you. I use shotguns and nothing else. Well, sidearms too, but not a sniper anymore. Auto rifles in Season of the Worthy, Adaptive Archetypes 600 rated fire was given a buff. We're pulling back a little bit to keep it in check with other auto rifles. Adaptives, damage per bullet reduction 15.75 to 14.25. Note, prior Season of the Worthy, bullet damage was 13.75. Okay, now this is more my speed. So 15.75 to 14.25, that's not groundbreaking or anything like that. It's not like a game changer, but it's still keeping it in check, like it said. All in all, I'm just glad that a nerf is coming to these auto rifles, because it's about time. Now, this is something that I didn't expect to see on this TWAB. Scout rifles. Scouts have a reasonable time to kill and can't be adjusted too much without making them dominant on the battlefield. So we're making them a little easier to use. Increase how much point of aim assist that widens the aim assist cone. At maximum, the aim assist cone is now 15% wider. All I'm hearing is the Jade Rabbit shooting in the background. That's literally all I'm hearing. Rocket launchers. These heavy weapons currently have the lowest reserves, so we're adjusting that. We expect to take another look at rocket launchers in the future season. Increase reserves by 1 or 2 rockets depending on the inventory stat. Nothing big there. The following is a list of surgical changes for the next season's weapons based on player feedback. Some of these changes apply to weapons that are a little too far ahead of the other options, while others apply small buffs to increase weapons effectiveness. So for perks, Outlaw, the reload speed increase felt insufficient with certain subfamilies and combinations, i.e. aggressive hand cannons. Increased reload stat bonus from 50 to 70. We're going to be reloading a whole heck of a lot faster too. Merciless, increased inventory stat from 36 to 55. This increases reserve ammo. Mountaintop, oh boy, okay. Mountaintop, we've had a ton of feedback on Mountaintop. This feels a bit over the top in Crucible modes. This pinnacle weapon has had ample time to shine, so we're taking it down a notch. Specific pain points, a one shot to the body with infinite range. Quick and easy cleanup for wounded guardians, even around corners. Deals high splash damage, rewarding players for inaccuracy. Perfect in-air accuracy allows airborne guardians to rain down death, and there's not much grounded guardians can do to respond. Here are some changes intended to address this point. Reduce splash damage by 33%. Increased impact such as that of total 5% damage, lower than before. Reduce projectile velocity multiplier from the micro missile perk from 1.4 to 1.2, i.e. now 20% faster than the other breach grenade launchers instead of 40%. Reduce in-air accuracy now has significant projectile error while in air, around 7 degrees without the Icarus grip mod, substantially less with. Falling Guillotine, reduce heavy attack damage by 24% to bring swords in line with other swords. Note, Falling Guillotine will continue to be slightly above average, just not to the extent that it is now. Mida Multi-Tool and Mida Mini-Tool. Mida Mini-Tool, move the Mida Synergy trait to the intrinsic, similar to how the Baroque version works. Added the following perks, Hipfire Grip and Kill Clip. Note, there's an issue with the masterwork on this weapon that prevents it from being upgraded. This will be fixed in a later update. Sturm and Drang, move the Together Forever trait to the intrinsic, similar to how the Baroque version works. Added to the following perks, Accurize Rounds and Moving Target. Note, there is also an issue with this weapon, but it will be fixed in a later update. Ruinous Effigy, Transmutation spheres reduce the damage of aerial melee attacks by 25%, significantly reduce the damage of the drain effect on enemy combatants. Arbalest no longer strikes shields multiple times, but its efficiency against shielded targets has been increased. Jade Rabbit. Armor piercing rounds now swap to high caliber rounds. This fixes an issue that could prevent the exotic perk from triggering. Okay, so it looks here that Trials is going to have new Adept weapons coming in next season. So here's how they're going to differ. Masterworking an Adept weapon grants additional stats, plus 10 for the primary stats as usual, the specific masterwork for the weapon, plus 3 for alternate stats. Adept weapons can use either standard weapons for a mod or a new weapon for an Adept mod, earned by going flawless. Unique and Adept shaders has been made for these weapons. Note, these shaders are not awarded as a consumable when dismantling an Adept weapon. As such, they cannot be applied to other pieces of gear. Adept weapon mods. These mods come in 2 varieties. Weapon stat boosts, each of which grants plus 10 to a particular stat in a similar way to the masterwork stats. Example, Adept range plus 10 range. Versions of existing mods granting an improved bonus but with a downside. Base versions of the mod are explained here. Adept mag plus 40 magazine, minus 20 handling. Backup mag is plus 30 magazine. Acquisition. To earn Adept weapons and Adept weapon mods, players must complete a Flawless Trials passage to open the Flawless chest at the Lighthouse. Each week, a different Adept mod can drop from the Flawless chest. Adept weapon mods will also be in a weekly rotation, so a given mod may not make an appearance until later on in the season. The mod is unlocked for use on owned weapons after you acquire them. Adept weapons will be available from the Flawless chest on a bi-weekly basis, altering with armor drops. The first Adept weapon acquired on a given week is a pinnacle drop. Adept weapons will be on a set rotation, so players may continue to earn alternate rolls on specific Adept weapons when completing Flawless passages throughout the given weekend. Okay, so now Trials is about to get a whole heck of a lot interesting. We're getting Adept weapons back? Are you serious? Bro, come on now. That's hype in the chat, bro. That is so cool, guys. And I can't wait to play it and stream it as well. Hopefully I could just go flawless, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I could use a 110. Who knows? So one last thing before I go, and this kind of speaks to my channel a little bit. So the titles, some of the titles at least, are going to be going away in year 4. Some of those titles include Shadow Rises, Reckoner, Black Armory, aka Blacksmith, Destinations, aka Wayfarer, Chronicler, and Forerunner. So if you're gonna go for Forerunner, please go for it now because it's gonna go away. And with that being said, guys, it's gonna be a wrap for me here today. I hope you guys enjoyed this super long video. So if you did enjoy, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're new. I do live streams all the time here on the channel, so if you want to pop in, feel free to do so. If you want to follow my socials, they'll be in the description below and as well as in the end card. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.